time Tesla's autopilot feature allegedly failed. Last year, a driver of a Tesla died in a highway crash. That car also reportedly in the self-driving mode when the vehicle slammed into a highway barrier.
No serious injuries were reported in yesterday's crash. And around the sequels are in the works for some classic flicks.
The new Ghostbusters movie has a name, Ghostbusters Afterlife. You can also get a first look at a few images from the sequel in the new Vanity Fair. Paul Rudd, Carrie Coon, McKenna Grace, and Finn Wolfhard star Ghostbusters Afterlife Studio Live next year. Speaking of sequels, there's an Aladdin spin-off coming to Disney+. That's according to the Hollywood Reporter, which says it'll center on Prince Anders, played by Billy Magnus. This year's live-action
Robert Williams is dead,
no word yet on when we might see it. Disney's the parent company of ABC News. I'm Christopher Watson.
You're listening to All News Radio 680 News. Coming up in just 60 seconds, traffic and weather together next. 680 News time, 8:50.
So the indigenous boy committed suicide less than 100 feet from his house.
To become an international star.
And it took them months to find him. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I just came off the other time of this one.
Their private lives were as theatrical as their public performances. This new musical biography stars Louise Piet as Edith Piaf and Jane Lewis as Marlene Dietrich. Piaf Dietrich, now playing at the CAA Theater until January 5th. Tickets at Mervish.com. Both for the toaster, both for the cereal, both for
What's gonna do it? Well, BMO Cashback MasterCard gives him cashback on everything. So it's like BMO puts a bow on every purchase. Now, he's putting bows everywhere.
Bow on your report card.
I got a D in science.
There's always next term. A bow in the blender, a bow in the...
When your credit card puts a bow on every purchase, that's the BMO effect. Get the BMO Cashback MasterCard with no annual fee and get 5% cashback for your first 3 months. Apply now. Terms and conditions apply. Visit BMO.com/cashback for details.
680 News time, 8:51. Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Greg here.
This report is brought to you by Oliver and Bonacini Restaurants. So we had a stalled vehicle on the eastbound QEW at Appleby line. It's gone now. It was blocking the HOV and the left lane. It's gone, and the delays that we were seeing from about Walker's line are going to start to clear up now. Everything is back up to speed. In fact, I'm not seeing any problems anymore. Looks like we have some construction still out and about. On the southbound 400 now, you'll find some at Dunlop, and then at Teston on the northbound 400. It's approaching Major Mac in the right lane, and Aurora Road in the right lane as well, but everything's up to speed. Northbound 404 Rent to Bloomington, still with the stalled vehicle here blocking the left lane. And construction has completely shut down the northbound Yonge Street ramp to the eastbound 407 tonight, so keep that in mind. Give more than just a gift card. Give time together with a meal to remember. Oliver and Bonacini gift cards are redeemable at all O&B restaurants. Visit oliverbonacini.com. Your next report is at 9:01, and with the forecast, here's Carl Lamb.
We're heading down to 4 degrees tonight, and we'll have rain showers and breezy conditions with winds out of the south. Tomorrow, 7 degrees will be the high. It's a rainy start to the day, but that heavier rain moves in during the afternoon. It will be mainly cloudy, and we'll have winds between 20 to 30 kilometers per hour. For Tuesday, we had a cold front moving through in the overnight hours. That drops our temperatures from an early high of +1 down to -1. During the afternoon, we have lake effect snow showers setting up with that northwest wind, and we'll have snow showers across the GTA with a little bit of accumulation for Tuesday. And we'll have a mix of sun and cloud and a few flurries around for Wednesday and a high of -2. Tonight's overnight low, +4.
Right now in downtown Toronto, overcast 7 degrees, and up here is near Airport, cloudy and 5.
This extended forecast is brought to you by Revita Medical. If you're dealing with erectile dysfunction or want to enhance your performance, visit revitamedical.ca. Revita Medical, keeping over 1 million neighbors awake all night.
Coming up at 9 o'clock, we'll have the latest updates from Toronto Police on last night's fatal shooting along the 400. 680 News time, 8:53.
Simply Smart Home makes it easy to own a Google Home Mini for free. Simply Smart Home is the #1 Google Nest Pro dealer in Canada. Simply Smart Home is giving away thousands of Google Home Minis across Ontario.
Eligible Ontario homeowners will receive 1 free Google Home Mini per household. Supplies are limited. Visit
Are you fucking serious? I gotta edit the word genitally back to generally.
Promotion is valid for Ontario homeowners only. No purchase necessary. Google Home Mini is provided at no cost. Google and Google Home Mini are trademarks of Google LLC. This holiday season, everyone has what it takes to be a holiday hero.
Join 680 News in supporting more than 4,000 local families with the York Regional Police Holiday Heroes Toy Drive.
Donate toys, food, or gift cards at any York Regional Police facility to support families and children of victim services and the Salvation Army within our community.
York Regional Police, 680 News, and families in need, thank you for your support.
For details or to donate monetarily, visit 680news.com/holiday heroes.
Thank you. This portion of the news brought to you by the Polycaro Group. It's not quite suntanning weather yet, but we won't blame you for getting outside to try and embrace the weather while it's here. 680's Jordan Reed reports on how you're enjoying it.
We're getting so used to hearing that snow is on the horizon. Our weather specialist, Carl Lamb, says not today.
Yesterday, a bit on the colder side. Today, much warmer, headed up to our guaranteed high of 6 degrees, which is above the seasonal average. We'll do that again tomorrow with temperatures expected to reach 7 degrees.
Families are taking full advantage. I spoke with Amber, who is having a stroll with her 2 daughters.
No, I don't feel chill at all. I don't need my gloves on. I don't need the double layers.
She's fucking lying, eh? She's fucking lying. You think I put this on for no reason?
What's the plan for today?
It's negative some out there. There ain't no +4. They're lying. They're outright lying.
To see a horsey, whether that's on your agenda or not, it's still the perfect day to get outside. I'm Jordan Reed.
This is 680 News. Coming up in just 60 seconds, our weekend business report. 680 News time, 8:55.
Here's 4 holiday carolers working in unison to demonstrate Subaru's symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive. Nice. Now here's what that sounds like if it wasn't full-time. Again, full-time all-wheel drive. Not full-time all-wheel drive. And in a Canadian winter, that doesn't sound right. Visit your Subaru dealer for a $500 holiday bonus at the My Subaru Gave To Me holiday event.
From the excitement of their first day to walking proudly across the graduation stage, school's the start of a journey that can take kids anywhere. Our education system needs to evolve to reflect this journey, to better prepare kids for the future and the jobs of the future. So we're making updates with a focus on positive mental health, technology, skilled trades, and math, so our kids are prepared to succeed every step of the way. Learn how the government is improving your child's educational journey at ontario.ca/education for tomorrow, paid for by the Government of Ontario.
680 News time, 8:56. Now time for the 680 News Weekend Business Report.
Unlike Apple, this is an anniversary year for Leon's Furniture. The company is celebrating its 50th year on the Toronto Stock Exchange and a century in business.
Leon's is on the stock exchange,
now
really?
also operates the Brick. Used its stock listing
It is
in
the Brick. You got the Brick
1969
right
as
there.
the catalyst to an expansion that made it a leader in the furniture category and a new concept at that time, big box retailing. Edward Leon is the president and CEO of Leon's Furniture Limited.
We were operating pretty much like an independent up until that time. We had a number of stores, but we had this idea of bringing big box retailing to the furniture industry in Canada. And to do that, we needed capital because we needed to build big warehouse showroom stores. And that gave us the seed money to open up these magnificent warehouse stores that we have in Toronto and Montreal, Edmonton, and across the country.
And that expansion allowed Leon's to gain a competitive advantage.
We purchased large quantities of product, took a very low markup on it, made it available to consumers right away. That was unheard of back then. I mean, people were waiting 6, 8, 12 weeks to order their product and get it delivered. We had it instantly in our warehouse space for them to take with them if they wanted that moment.
And with today's e-commerce sales channels, the bricks and mortar infrastructure allowed Leon's to adapt.
The fulfillment side of it is where the real challenge is. And of course, with our infrastructure, and thank God it's paid for today, we can do it very efficiently and very well.
Leon says that after going big, the next phase for growth is actually smaller sized retail, including virtual reality.
We have a new concept store to go into some of the smaller markets that we've typically ignored. It's a much smaller footprint, dolled it up with a lot of digital enhancement and tools that give the customer the ability to almost surf a endless web of product, give them access to a giant screen that allows them to visualize life-size products from our vast array of products that we, have categorized on the web.
That's Edward Leon, President and CEO of Leon's Furniture Limited, celebrating 50 years on the Toronto Stock Exchange. At the Business Center, I'm Mike Apple.
It's here. Our instant savings event is on now, helping you save on travel. Book a WestJet vacation package through redtag.ca and instantly save. Plus, get 250 air miles bonus miles with your trip. Book your vacation now and pay for it monthly with redtag.ca's new, easy-to-use payment option. Don't wait. Plan your perfect trip today. Certain restrictions apply. Redtag.ca.
Catch all the excitement of your favorite slots and table games at Casino Woodbine. Sign up for a free One Rewards membership today, and you could be eligible to get your first $250 on us. Need a lift? We've added new Toronto shuttle bus routes that will take you right to our front doors. Must be 19 plus. Rewards membership required. If you gamble, play smart. Casino Woodbine. Toronto's home for gaming and entertainment. Now, 680 News regional weather conditions for kidneycar.ca. Your old car can help support life-changing medical research. Don't let it sit in your driveway forever. Your car has a higher calling. Donate at kidneycar.ca.
In Markham, overcast, 3 degrees right now in downtown Toronto, cloudy and 5. 680 News time, 9 o'clock.
Number 1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News, Toronto.
Good evening. This is Sunday, December the 8th. I'm Tim Chapman.
And I'm Edie Devella. Here's what's making news this hour.
28-year-old Terrence Agdra was fatally shot in a drive-by shooting on the 400, and now Toronto Homicide are asking for the public's help.
The 2 Canadian men detained in China are approaching 1 year in solitary confinement.
A new section of the 407 and a brand spanking new highway will be open to the public tomorrow.
Hundreds come out to support members of community who need it the most this time of year.
The Raptors stumble in Philadelphia. Jared Goff has led the Rams down the field for the first touchdown on Sunday Night Football, and the Bills drop to 9-4. Sports at 15.
And coming up in business, the traditional office can come with quite the carbon footprint. We'll hear from the CEO of Parity on some of the green options Canadian companies have at their disposal.
680 News time, 9:01.
Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Craig Gear.
This report is brought to you by your Toronto area Ford dealers, and we have one stalled vehicle. It's been there for quite a while. Northbound 404 ramp to Bloomington. Left lane blocked on this ramp, but you can still use it. It's not a problem. We have some construction other places southbound on the 400 through Dunlop and Teston, but everything is up to speed. Coming out of the Barrie area southbound into the Toronto area, everything's in good shape. Northbound 400 heading up into the Barrie area, you're going to find some construction first approaching Major Mac in the right lane, and then some crews in the right lane again up at Aurora Road. We have the northbound Yonge Street ramp to the eastbound 407 closed for some construction. They're doing some work along the east 407 east of Yonge over to Bayview in the left lane. That's blocked there. And that's pretty much it. A bit of construction on the westbound 401 west of Nielsen. It's in the collectors. The left lane is blocked, but everything's up to speed. Get up to $6,000 in rebates on select new 2019 Escape models at the Ford year-end event. Visit Ford.ca for more details. Your next report is at 9:11. And with the forecast, here's Carl Lamb.
Down to a low of +4 this evening. Rain develops and still staying on the breezy side. We carry that into tomorrow with light rain to start the day. The kids definitely need the rain gear and an umbrella to start, but we have heavier rain by lunchtime and then into the afternoon through the evening. Mainly cloudy, and temperatures reach 7 degrees above the seasonal average, but still a bit on the windy side as well. Tonight's overnight low, +4.
Right now in downtown Toronto, overcast, 5 degrees, and at Pearson Airport, cloudy and 7. 680 News time, 9:02.
The Toronto Police Homicide Unit has now identified a man who died following a shooting on the 400. 2 others are still recovering from serious injuries. The 3 men were traveling in a car on the 400 shortly after 7 p.m. when shots were fired, striking 3 victims.
Speaking at a press conference tonight, Acting Detective Sergeant Brendan Price identified the man that died as 28-year-old Terrence Agdra of Toronto. Price says they're now looking for help finding who's responsible.
We're appealing to the public for assistance in this investigation. We're looking for anyone in the area of Steeles Avenue from Keele Street along to the 400 and then southbound along the Highway 400 between Steeles and Finch Avenue. For anybody who had a dash cam or who owns a business in the area and has footage that covers any portion of the roadway.
Anyone with information is being asked to contact police.
6 City News Time at 9:04. 2 Canadian men have now spent nearly a year detained in China. 6 City's Caitlin Lee reports.
It's not a happy anniversary. On December 10, 2018, Michael Kovrig and Michael Spavor were arrested in China. They remain in solitary confinement. Kovrig is a diplomat on leave who is working with the International Crisis Group. Spavor is an entrepreneur. Many believe their detainment was in retaliation for Canada's arrest of Huawei CEO Meng Wanzhou. The CEO was arrested at the request of the U.S. They want her extradited to face fraud charges for allegedly violating sanctions against Iran. While the Canadians remain in jail, Meng is out on bail in Vancouver, living in a luxury home. I'm Caitlin Lee.
Mansion. Is it a luxury home or a mansion? Did she pay luxury tax on it?
Tomorrow, drivers in Durham Region will have more options, and it's just in time for holiday road trips. The final stretch of the Highway 407 and the entire Highway 418 are set to open on Monday. The 407 extension is just over 14 kilometers long and connects the Highway 35, 115, making it easier to get to and from Peterborough from the GTA. The 418, which links the 407 to the 401, is 10 kilometers long. Both toll highways are fully owned and operated by the province.
What?
News time at 9:05. It's the
407 ain't owned by the
wonderful
province.
time of the year, but it can also be a wasteful one. Malia Sheikh of City News joins us from the new Green Sunday Holiday Market. That's encouraging people to give green this holiday season.
According to Zero Waste Canada, each Canadian tosses about 110 pounds of garbage over the holidays, 25% more than during the rest of the year, thanks to purchases including foil, Christmas cards, tape, and wrapping paper.
And there's a lot of
Don't biodegradable.
on Black Friday just for the sake of getting a good deal. People don't necessarily need the things that they're buying, and so we wanted to create an alternative to that where people could come and buy holiday gifts, but feel good about them. All of our vendors here have no packaging, they're plastic free, they don't have any bags today. All of our food vendors are using all reusable items, so there's no single-use anything.
And the goal is to make Green Sunday.
But you don't have running water at your stalls and people are handling money while they're serving food, but you don't want nothing disposable, you're fucked.
A reusable coffee mug and a water bottle to help do your part for the environment. Malia Sheikh, City News, Toronto.
680 News Time, 9:06. The Conservatives are calling on Finance Minister Bill Monroe to deliver an urgent fall economic update, including a plan to get back to balance. Conservative MP Pierre Poilievre says that the finance critic says that he wants to see the Liberal government provide a fiscal update before the holidays that would include tax cuts for entrepreneurs, efforts to get rid of regulatory red tape, and a plan to phase out the deficit over the next few years. The Ottawa area MP notes the country lost about 71,000 jobs last month, according to Statistics Canada, which was the biggest monthly drop since the financial crisis of a decade ago.
6 City News Time, 9:07. A choir of female doctors are holding a concert tomorrow night in memory of Dr. Alana Frick, who was murdered in 2016. Frick's husband, Mohammed Shamji, was sentenced to life in prison with no chance of parole for 14 years in connection with her death. The Soul Medicine concert comes after the White Ribbon Campaign, which is the world's largest movement to end violence towards women. The event kicks off at 7:30 at the Leaside United Church.
This is 680 News. Road safety tolls and free transit are among topics set to be discussed at a summit at U of T tomorrow. The event will include 9 presentations and 2 moderated panel discussions focusing on making transit and road planning more equitable across the board. Organizers say those attending will learn from cutting-edge research and case studies presented by experts. The summit gets underway at 8:45 in the morning.
680 News Time at 9:08. After 2 snowstorms hit the GTA in less than a week, Mother Nature is rewarding the city with some much-needed warmth. 680's Jordan Reed reports.
The streets of Toronto filled with people enjoying the warm weather. I ran into, get this, Daisy, who says Toronto is the place to be.
I just got back from Florida, and the weather was actually colder there than it is today here in Toronto.
So we're basically like a holiday destination.
Absolutely.
You heard it here first. Cancel that holiday trip to Mexico or just give it to me. I'll take it off your hands. The high today, 6 degrees. The snow finally melting under our feet, but our weather specialist Carl Lamb says it could affect your drive tomorrow.
Morning commute likely going to be a slow one thanks to all that rain. The afternoon commute, it's going to be a damp one.
There's not a raindrop in sight until later tonight, so get outside while it's still dry. I'm Jordan Reed.
This portion of the news brought to you by Alpine Credits. More than 400 volunteers have come together at a warehouse in North York to work together, creating sleeping mats, blankets, and food and supply kits for the homeless. Brandon Lovelong is the Director of Development at VU Hefta, an outreach program at the GTA, and says his personal
it's an African word where all the jewels came from,
Essentially, you take recycled mattresses that were misprinted by the manufacturer, you cut them, and you, using a loom, tie them into these waterproof mattresses. So as the rainy season is upon us, people who are sleeping on the street have a little bit more comfort.
The rainy season ain't till March, buddy.
Just the start, and says there are more than 100 volunteer opportunities throughout the year.
The rainy season is upon us. It's winter, you fucking moron.
680 News.
It's fucking ice chunks falling out of the goddamn sky.
909. Hello, Alpine Credits.
You're the guys that say approved, right?
Yes, sir.
I want to lose weight, so I told my buddies I'm going to switch from beer to white wine, and they did not approve. You will?
We only approve homeowners for loans, for renovations, consolidating debts, that type of thing.
Perchance rosé.
Oh, listen to your buddies, my friend.
At Alpine Credits, we try to approve all home equity loan applications, regardless of your credit, age, or income. Find out more at alpinecredits.ca. Alpine Credits. Homeowners get approved. Fiscal license 12616.
Now the 680 News gas price update. Enpro predicts the price will not change at midnight, holding at $1.15.9 a liter at most GTA stations. 680 News time, 9:10.
Wow, I thought I was lost. But then I remembered there's no need to look any further. Until December 15th during Sales Holiday Gift Event, you get a $25 gift card with every purchase of $100 on items at a regular price. Every great story begins at sale. The best gift ever just got better at Mercedes-Benz Toronto retail stores. From now until December 24th, finance 2015 to 18 certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz models from 0.99% for up to 60 months and receive 3 monthly payments on us. Decorate your driveway and light up the neighborhood this holiday season with your certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz model, certified to the same standard to which they were built. Hurry into your local Mercedes-Benz Toronto retail store or visit mdtoronto.ca for details. Wow, I thought I was lost.
Until I say something you don't like, you fucking shut my shit down.
Until December 15th during Sales Holiday Gift Event, you get a $25 gift card with every purchase of $100 on items at a regular price. Every great story begins at sale.
City News time, 9:11. Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Greg Gear.
This report is brought to you by Viva Next. So we have a problem. It's on the northbound 404 ramp to Bloomington. It's a stalled vehicle. It's been there since 7:15 tonight. It's blocking the left lane on the ramp. It is slow on this ramp and onto if you're coming from the west to east along Bloomington, passing by this ramp. So it's been there for a while. You can still use the ramp, just the left lane is blocked, so keep that in mind. We have the northbound Yonge Street ramp to the eastbound 407 closed down for some construction, and the rest is just a few lane restrictions here and there, like on the westbound 401 west of Nielsen in the collectors. They're working in the left lane. Northbound 400 approaching Major Mac, the right lane's blocked, and Aurora Road as well, the right lane is blocked. Southbound 400, the crews are working the left lanes through Dunlop and Teston. It's the season of giving in Vaughan, and your local shops and businesses can help you find what you're looking for. Shop, stop, and dine on Highway 7 West and Bathurst and Center Streets. Visit vivanext.com. Your next report is at 9:21 with the forecast. Here's Carl Lamb.
Rain showers develop tonight, and we're headed down to +4 with breezy conditions. Tomorrow's high 7 degrees. It's light rain to start the day, but heavier rain by the afternoon and continuing through the evening. And then we have a southwest wind between 20 to 30 kilometers per hour. And tomorrow night's low +1. That's where we start the day on Tuesday in the temperature department. +1 and temperatures fall with lake effect snow showers for areas north and west. Snow showers will develop for the rest of the GTA as we head throughout the day. Tonight's overnight low +4.
Right now, downtown Toronto, 7 degrees and overcast. Over at Pearson Airport, similar conditions, and 6. There was a bit of reshuffling, but the top 5 movies remained the same this weekend, as if the box office had been frozen.
You must go north. Find the truth.
North of $1 billion in worldwide ticket sales is where Frozen 2 is headed. It added nearly $35 million in North America in its third weekend, keeping it at #1 at the box office.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to request that you all stay until the investigation is completed.
Now, Exotic split at number 2, earning $14.2 million. Ford versus Ferrari remains at 3, while Queen and Slim climbed into the number 4 slot.
I'm tired of playing safe.
And have a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Hello, neighbor.
I'm Ben Thomas.
So to come on 680 News, a list of your top stories and sports. 680 News Time, 9:13.
Discount travel sites say they have the best prices, but Hilton.com has the price match guarantee. Look me in the eye. If you find a better rate, they match it and take 25% off. Yeah, well, this is radio, so just stare at the radio. Hilton.com has the best prices. Pinky swear. Or, radio swear. Plus, you can choose your exact room and get free Wi-Fi. Cross my heart, stick a needle in my radio. Expect better. Expect Hilton.
Must be a Hilton Honors member. Applicable terms and conditions at Hilton.com. Pinky swear.
Okay, stop. For the best appliance deal ever, come into Gomez today. You'll save up to 25% on all Eco appliances. Yep, that's 25% off on top of manufacturer rebates and promotions. Pricing on most Bosch dishwashers are lower than, well, they've ever been. Energy savings rebate by the Government of Canada. Visit Gomez.com for details.
This is All News Radio, 680 News. It's 7 degrees and partly cloudy. Good evening from the 680 News Broadcast Center in downtown Toronto. I'm Tim Chapman. Here are the top stories this hour. Toronto Homicide are asking anyone with dashcam footage to come forward following a shooting on the 400 that claimed the life of 28-year-old Terrence Actual of Toronto, who was shot in the head when a vehicle pulled up beside the one he was in and opened fire. 2 other men were also sent to hospital but managed to survive. Durham commuters get to use a couple hot and fresh trips to highway tomorrow. The 407 extension adds 14.2 clicks, while the 418 is 10 kilometers and connects the extension of the 407 with the 401. And coming up after sports, details on Donald Trump's second hearing in the impeachment process scheduled for Monday. 680 News Time, 9:15. Now 680 Sports from Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Here's Colin Teskey.
Tim, the Raptors made it interesting in Philadelphia late in the fourth quarter, but ultimately fell to the 76ers 110-104, and Kyle Lowry leading the way with 26 points in his hometown. Sunday Night Football and Jared Goff lighting it up so far. It's the Rams ahead 14-3 over the Seahawks. Meantime, the Patriots had a chance to force overtime in Kansas City, but were unable to score on 4th and goal late in the game. The Chiefs hang on for a 23-16 win. That's the first team to win in Foxborough in 21 tries. Some other finals from the 4 o'clock slate. Pittsburgh beat the Cardinals 23-17. The Titans blast the Raiders 42-21. The Bills made things interesting late against the Ravens, but Baltimore hangs on for a 24-17 win. They clinch a playoff berth in the AFC and drop the Bills to 9-4, but the Bills very much alive in the division race with New England. Other winners, the Falcons, Browns, Packers, Broncos, Vikings, 49ers, Jets, Buccaneers, and the Chargers. Happening now in the NHL on Rogers Hometown Hockey. The Sabres up 2-0 on the Oilers in the first. You can watch on Sportsnet. The Rangers have a 4-0 lead on the Vegas Golden Knights, and it's tied 3-3 between the Blackhawks and the Coyotes in the third period. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour, or anytime on the home of Tim and Sid on TV and radio. Sportsnet 590, The Fan. 680 News Time, 9:17.
New York, New York. The city is so nice they named it twice. But they should have named it 5 times for all its 5 boroughs. Manhattan, Queens, Staten Island, the Bronx, and Brooklyn. Explore all 5.
The
so much to see with so many non-stop flights a day on Porter Airlines. Just name your time and book at flyporter.com/NY. Porter, flying refined. There's a reason you look people in the eyes when you shake their hand. A reason you don't like being late for meetings and hate missing deadlines. It's why you put your customers first and pick your partners wisely. Because you know, in business, reputation is everything. Trust your reputation to FedEx for all of your international shipping needs. Express, ground, and freight. Visit FedEx.ca/reason. FedEx, connecting people and possibilities.
680 News Time at 9:18. A Florida representative applauds U.S. President Trump's decision to review military training for Saudi Arabia after a shooting at a naval base.
Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz says the program should be put on hold after 4 people, including the shooter, died at Naval Air Station Pensacola.
We should pause this program. We should not be taking new incoming Saudi students until we are absolutely confident in our vetting process.
Gaetz spoke on ABC's This Week. More than 850 Saudis are in the United States for various training activities. They are among more than 5,000 foreign students from 153 countries in the U.S. going through military training. President Trump says he will review the policies governing foreign military training. I'm Mike Hempton.
6 City News Time, 9:19. The U.S. House Judiciary Committee will host its second hearing in the impeachment process on Monday. Committee member Congressman Steve Cohen of Tennessee says the evidence accumulated in this impeachment proves U.S. President Donald Trump violated the Constitution.
We have to act now. You can't wait for the next election, because he's trying to interfere with the next election.
The Democrats plan to argue U.S. President Trump's abuse of power and corruption in relation to Ukraine. The Republicans will outline the plan and argue that Trump's actions hardly constitute a threat to national security or quid pro quo because the president's concerns about corruption in Ukraine are valid. This is 6 City News, All News Radio. After half a year of demonstrations, marchers filled the streets of Hong Kong to continue protesting. The protests began in opposition to government proposals that would send criminal suspects to trials in Communist Party-controlled courts in mainland China. Hundreds of thousands of protesters marched through the streets as they headed to Victoria Park in the north end of the city. While the proposals have been withdrawn, Hong Kong's chief executive Carrie Lam has ruled out further concessions. Coming up, traffic and weather together on the ones. 6 City News Time, 9:20.
This holiday, what if giving also felt like getting? At Indigo, Chapters, and Kohl's, we have incredible gifts that inspire moments. Fabulous books, toys, home decor, and everything else you need to give more magic. Visit us in store or at indigo.ca. Some bargains have to be seen to be believed. When you see Sunwing's best beach bargains, you'll believe one thing. These beach bargains are unbelievably good. Book your all-inclusive winter beach holiday and vacation better with our best price guarantee. But hurry, our best beach bargains will be around for less time than you bargained for. Book by December 13th with your travel agent or this holiday, make shopping for the perfect gifts easy at indigo.ca. Simply shop online, then pick up in store at any of our locations across the country. For stress-free shopping and sure to please presents, go to indigo.ca.
News Time, 9:21. Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Craig Gear.
This report is brought to you by Nikon Canada. So hearing from the OPP and the MTO that they've closed the ramp to Major Mackenzie from the southbound 404 and also the eastbound Major Mackenzie ramp to the southbound 404. That's also been closed here. I'm going to give the MTO a call here and just see if we have maybe all the ramps closed to and from Major Mac and the southbound 404 just to find out what's going on. We have a stalled vehicle on the north 404 ramp to Bloomington. The left lane is blocked here on the ramp. You can still access the ramp, but it's a tight fit. The northbound Yonge Street ramp to the eastbound 407, that's also closed for some construction work. They're doing some work in between east of Yonge to Bayview in the left lane on the eastbound 407 tonight. Westbound 401 construction work is happening west of Nielsen in the collectors. The left lane's blocked, but everything's up to speed. Need gift ideas for the holidays? How about a Nikon DSLR camera or lenses?
Only
right now,
$2,500.
$800 during the Capture the Savings event at your local Nikon authorized dealer. Your next report is at 9:31, and with the forecast, here's Carl Lamb.
We'll have rain developing this evening and also staying with breezy conditions across the region, down to a low of +4 tomorrow as we head back to work and school. Light rain to start the day. The kids should have the rain gear, and you should bring an umbrella because we'll have heavier rain by the afternoon and into the evening. It will be a cloudy and windy day otherwise, a high of 7 and a low of +1. For Tuesday, our high will be +1 very early in the day, but with that northwest wind, temperatures will be dropping throughout the day. We'll have lake effect snow showers off of Lake Huron and Georgian Bay, and it will also extend into the city a little bit, and we'll see some snow showers for the rest of the region. And then for Wednesday, snow showers and a few Sunny breaks as well in a high of
Fuck's sakes,
tonight's
man.
overnight low +4.
Right now,
3, 4 fucking times is wiping out what I'm typing.
County over at Pearson Airport, a balmy 6 degrees. Remember, 680 News is the only radio station with a weather guarantee. Today's jackpot stands at $8,600. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, the latest on an ongoing murder investigation by Toronto Homicide following a drive-by shooting on the southbound 400. 680 News time, 9:23.
There's an app for finding ghosts and an app that makes you old. There's even an app that lets you talk to an animated hippo. Isn't it time you got an app you actually use? Download the Presto app and stay on top of your daily commute. Presto, tap on. With AutoLoad, reloading your Presto card is as easy as not going to the gym. In fact, it's probably even easier, because instead of that guilty feeling you get when you skip leg day, you get the bliss of knowing you'll always have enough fare wherever you go. Presto, tap on.
You've heard the saying, like a kid at Christmas. That's how excited we are at
98.1 CHFI.
We can't wait for Christmas. Literally. So we're playing all Christmas music.
Every day.
Christmas is the best time of year, and we love to bring it to you. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock.
Happy holiday.
Toronto's Christmas music station is
98.1 CHFI.
Fever burns like hot tamales, fa la 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 la. Cold and flu season's not so jolly, fa la 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 blah. Don't let cold and flu season give you the holiday blues. Get your flu shot to help protect yourself against getting the flu. If you do get sick, use Benylin and Tylenol products to relieve your worst cold or flu symptoms like fever or cough. So now, nothing else will mingle with your holiday jingle. Available at Shoppers Drug Mart. To be sure these products are right for you, always read and follow the label.
Every year, Santa receives over 1 million letters mailed to him by kids from Canada and around the world. And the amazing thing is, every letter he gets read. And everyone who writes him gets a letter back. How does he do it? No one's sure. But it's probably not all that hard for a guy who taught reindeer how to fly.
Who says he taught them how to fly? What the fuck are you talking about?
OHO Canada. Include your return address, and he'll write back.
45 minutes past each hour, brought to you by the Scott Mission. How much is too much? 680's Mom Qureshi has some do's and don'ts when it comes to gifting.
Let's get the big etiquette question out of the way.
Regifting is okay when you know the person you're giving the gift to will actually use it.
And should you give something to your kid's teacher? Sarah Humphreys of RealSimple.com says yes, but don't break the bank.
You just want to give something thoughtful, but small. You know, it can be a modest thank you, a candle, or a gift card is great. I mean, a gift card is easy and expected, but it's always useful.
However, a gift for your children's daycare workers is not necessary.
But I think a nice gesture is good. You know, even something from the kids, a nice holiday card made by the kids, something to show your appreciation. I don't think you're obligated to give a tip or a gift.
She says giving money to someone is okay. Just make sure it includes a personalized note. Moment Qureshi, 680 News.
They're writing my phone number on the banknote.
5 minutes past every hour on 680 News.
680 News time, 9:26. Now the 680 News Weekend Business Report.
I'm Carl Garnett. How environmentally friendly would you say your workplace is? When it comes to addressing climate change, some experts are encouraging Canadian companies to put a focus on the energy management of their buildings. Brad Pilgrim, CEO of Parity, a company focused on reducing carbon emissions in multi-family buildings, so the carbon footprint might surprise you.
Buildings contribute in North America just about 40% of all CO2 emissions. It's obviously a very big contributor to the market. The state of technology in buildings today is at best subpar, probably for various reasons. Over the last 50 years, energy and HVAC and the way that buildings are run has virtually remained unchanged.
Noting that there are technologies, including the use of artificial intelligence, that can help make buildings in Canada greener, Pilgrim says businesses could also benefit from letting employees avoid the office and just work remotely.
The traditional business model of a bricks and mortar office and having people come into it every day, it's sort of being pushed aside because of the access to remote technologies, the access to online meetings. I think there is an opportunity for businesses to look more proactively at letting their employees work from home. And maybe that does help with reducing the carbon footprint just simply by virtue of not having dedicated desks for everyone and having a smaller office space, therefore having a smaller carbon footprint.
When it comes to how Canadians can combat climate change, Pilgrim says we actually need to be a bit more open-minded.
There's a huge climate goal. We want to be, carbon neutral by 2050. I'd say that, reaching our 2030 targets is ambitious, and we have to do a lot more work, and we have to invest a lot more in clean technologies and understand, how we're currently contributing to the CO2 emission number in our own province, also in our own country.
Brad Pilgrim is the CEO of Parity. At the Business Center, I'm Carl Garnash.
One rose from the streets of Paris to become an international star. The other was a German aristocrat who became Hollywood's first glamour queen. Their private lives were as theatrical as their public performances. This new musical biography stars Louise Pitre as Edith Piaf and Jane Lewis as Marlene Dietrich. Piaf Dietrich, now playing at the CAA Theatre until January 5th. Tickets at mervish.com.
Being an entrepreneur means finding partners who align with my business vision and my values. And with the help of BDC, I've succeeded in building a solid company that I can really be proud of. At BDC, being the only bank exclusively devoted to entrepreneurs means fully understanding our client's vision. So when we help you build your business, it's a business we can both be proud of.
Go further with BDC. BDC. Financing, advising, smarts.
Now to look at your business travelers report. Washington, D.C., possible light rain and windy, 13. At New York City, light rain, 14 degrees. Boston, possible light rain as well, and 13. Right now, downtown Toronto, 7 and partly cloudy. 680 News Time, 9:30.
Number 1 for news in Toronto. This is 680 News.
Good evening. This is Sunday, December the 8th. I'm Eden Tababa.
And I'm Tim Chapman. Here's what's making news this hour.
A 28-year-old man has died in hospital after a shooting along the 400 near Finch.
1 year in solitary confinement. Canadians Michael Kovrig and Michael Spavor remain detained in China and are now celebrating an unhappy
They won't say this all right, but the narrative is, since they've been living such a good life their whole life, this is way more horrible than when they do it to a poor person.
Reporting the death of the man behind a beloved children's character.
The Rams have the lead on Sunday Night Football in the first half against the Seahawks. The Raptors falling in Philadelphia, and the Bills come close against Baltimore. Sports at 45.
And coming up in business, a Canadian startup wants to use your data and in exchange give you a cut of its investment profits.
News Time, 9:31.
Time for traffic and weather together on the
Fuck, I can't believe it took that long to type that.
This report is brought to you by Dell Canada. Well, it is a night of stalled vehicles and mystery problems. Northbound DVP
Mystery
problems. On the
problems.
eastbound 401, the right
Tell
lane
us,
is blocked
do
here with
tell.
a stalled vehicle. This is fresh. We still have a stalled vehicle happening just after
Fresher
7
than fresh
o'clock
coal,
tonight on the
motherfucker.
ramp to Bloomington. The left lane still blocked here. This is a long one. And OPP have closed down the eastbound Major Mac ramp to the southbound 404 for a police investigation. MTO now also saying the south 404 ramp to Major Mackenzie has also been blocked off. So heads up through there just to avoid the Major Mac exit or entrances onto the southbound 404. We have closure of the northbound Yonge Street ramp to the eastbound 407. This is just construction. Dell Small Business Technology Advisors know there's nothing small about your business. For amazing Cyber Week deals, call 310-DELL or visit Dell.ca/radio. Your next report is at 9:41. With the forecast, here's Carl Land.
Rain showers and breezy conditions tonight down to a low of +4, and for tomorrow, light rain to start the day. It will be heavier by the afternoon and continuing through the evening. Staying mainly cloudy and a high of 7 degrees and still windy with up to 10 millimeters of rain possible. Tomorrow night's low +1. Tonight's low +4.
Right now, downtown Toronto is
You're
7
lying.
degrees and partly cloudy. Over at Pearson Airport, overcast and 6. 680 News Time, 9:32.
Toronto police have now identified the man who was killed in a shooting on the Highway 400 as 28-year-old Terrence Actual of Toronto. 2 other men were taken to hospital with serious injuries, and police say shots were fired at the victim's vehicle while driving on the highway just after 7 o'clock Saturday night.
Acting Detective Sergeant Brandon Price with Toronto Police Homicide Unit provided further details at a press conference this evening.
The vehicle Mr. Actual was traveling in exited Highway 400 at Finch Avenue West, where they attended a nearby gas station and called 911. The passengers and the driver of that vehicle were transported to local hospitals.
The other 2 victims have since been released from hospital. Police also say the shooting appears to be a targeted attack.
You are who you hang out with. Those bullets are not stray.
This is 680 News. Canadian prisoner Michael Kovrig, who is one of 2 Canadians being detained in China, is said to be trying to hold on to a sense of humor as he and Michael Spavor approach 1 year in solitary confinement. Kovrig is a diplomat on leave who was working with the International Crisis Group, and Spavor is an entrepreneur. Both have been in prison since December 10th of 2018, and their detention is widely viewed as retaliation for Canada's arrest of Chinese high-tech executive Meng Wanzhou.
That doesn't mean they didn't do anything wrong, though.
Extradition to the U.S. for alleged fraud.
Chinese don't fuck around, man.
Bail and living in a mansion in Vancouver.
680 News Time, 9:34. Dog owners are raising concerns about coyotes after a number of sightings across the city. Tina Yazdani of City News spoke with troubled residents at a West End dog park.
No signs to warn dog owners that a pack of coyotes frequently skulks around this popular dog park.
You're in Toronto, stupid. You should know that.
Almost every single time I've come, I've seen a coyote. But it was a recent interaction with the wild animals that shook Patricia Pace. These coyotes just jumped out. They started chasing Daisy. She counted 5 coyotes in all. They narrowly escaped making it to the gate in time to get away. But not everyone is so lucky. Over the past few weeks, a spike in posts online from dog owners across the city warning others of coyote sightings and close calls. And other dog owners say recently they've noticed coyotes getting a little too comfortable with humans.
They really don't seem fazed by people at all.
The goal now is
That's new? Wow.
This is really happening. This is
I thought you white people had everything on lock. I thought you knew everything about all the wildlife.
680 News Time, 9:35. If you already have the winter blues and winter hasn't even begun yet, we have some good news for you. Toronto is in the middle of a warm-up. 680's Jordan Reed walks us through it.
Throw away your shovels because
It's going to be a long, cold winter. No, it's going to be mild. It's going to be long and cold. No, it's going to be mild. Make up your fucking mind.
Maybe don't throw away your shovel, but you definitely won't need it today. I was walking up and down the streets earlier and ran into Sam from the UK. Sam doesn't know what all the fuss is about. How does it feel right now? Does it feel like Canada?
Yeah, it still feels like Canada. It still feels pretty cold.
It's still winter for you.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
For those of us used to Toronto winters, today is like a paradise. Our weather specialist Carl Land says it's dry conditions throughout.
For
but
those of
sadly,
us
that
used to
won't last.
Toronto winter, it almost makes you sound like you're from here, but you don't know what you're talking about. We get mild winters every other fucking year.
So make sure you drive carefully. I'm Jordan Reed.
680 News Time, 9:36. Incognito left Calgary in mid-April and walked to Ottawa along with her dog, Mr. Myrtle, to meet the Prime Minister as she arrived in mid-October. She set up a tent outside Justin Trudeau's office near the War Memorial and plans to give him a piece of her mind about the climate crisis that's affecting this country. She says no cold weather will stop her.
And if anybody thinks this is bad weather for camping, well, this climate crisis is going to be wreaking havoc on our weather even more than it already is. I would rather be a little bit uncomfortable now than be having an extended, drawn-out, painful, hideous death later.
She plans on handing him a petition that has been signed by thousands, saying that the government needs to act now and not in 10 years.
680 News Time, 9:37. Attention aspiring female entrepreneurs. A new survey suggests that women who apply for business loans may fare better than they expect. 680 business editor Chris McCusker explains.
This survey of nearly 1,000 small business owners comes on the first anniversary of the Scotiabank Women Initiative. It shows women entrepreneurs lag their male counterparts in applying for business loans, but women are more likely to have the application approved. Jillian Riley is president and CEO at Tangerine Bank. She's also an executive sponsor of the Scotiabank Women Initiative.
I think that what it was really helping to build on is that it should give women the confidence to put together the business plan, to get the knowledge, to come and ask for support.
The initiative has also announced an expansion of the program for its capital markets clients. At the Business Center, I'm Chris McCusker.
680 News Time at 9:37. The Mississauga Library is inviting people to put a sock on it. It's now launched its annual campaign to provide socks to the city's vulnerable population to help them stay warm and dry during the cold winter months. The director of the program says socks are the most requested item at shelters and the least donated. You can drop off donations of new socks, mittens, gloves, and hats to any of Mississauga Library's 18 locations until the end of February.
680 News Time, 9:38. The man behind two of the most beloved Sesame Street characters has now died. Carol Spinelli was 85.
You probably don't recognize the name or the face, but anyone who ever watched Sesame Street knew the beloved characters Carol Spinney played on the children's program.
I'm Big Bird. Nice to meet you.
Spinney also played the trash-loving Oscar the Grouch.
Oscar, go away. Close my kid.
After half a century on the show, Carol Spinney retired from Sesame Street in 2018. In 2006, he was honored with a Daytime Emmy Lifetime Achievement Award.
I'm one of the luckiest birds in the world.
Bill Deal, ABC News.
You're listening to All News Radio 680 News. Still to come, traffic and weather together next. 680 News Time, 9:39.
Weather, making your smart speaker even smarter.
Hey Google, play 680 News. Playing 680 News.
I'm here with Bill Coy of Coy Brothers, and we're wishing you a Kubota Christmas.
If Jack Frost is nipping at your nose, you should climb into a heated cab.
Well, you people are boring. The news is boring. Facebook's boring. I'm fucking out of here.
Kubota tractor cabs are luxurious and more spacious than the competition, with big windows and standard rear